Have you ever woken up and thought, wow, I have nothing to wear, even though your closet may be jam-packed with items? What about getting dressed and going about your day lacking confidence and not feeling the best about what you actually put together? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing my 5 essential style tips that'll help you be more confident in crafting your own personal style, as well as make putting outfits together and shopping so much easier. So let's get dressed. Hi, everybody. I hope you are all happy, healthy, and well. I'm Christina. This is Christina Rice Styles, and welcome to my channel. If you are interested in functional style tools that will help you elevate your life and style, you've come to the right place. I'm a fairly new YouTuber, and if you missed my first video, please click the link above to check it out. In it, I share a little bit more about myself, how I got my start in fashion, and what this channel is all about. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my future content. Today, we're going to be discussing my 5 essential style tips that I use for creating and styling everyday looks. It may seem a little funny to discuss style while we're still sheltered in place, but believe it or not, putting effort into getting dressed helps to start my day on a positive note, and I think it could be beneficial to start getting a little practice now. The best part is there's no purchase necessary, and you can start implementing these style tips today. So let's get started. Okay, my first tip is to spend some time crafting your signature style. Style is really just expressing your personality and who you are through the clothing you decide to wear. So here are some guidelines that I think might be helpful for narrowing it down for yourself. 1, you want to find your color. I think it might be obvious, but my favorite color is black. I would say about 80% of my wardrobe is black, and that's what I feel most comfortable in. I think it's important to narrow down what color looks best on you and find pieces that will really complement that color scheme. For me, I have a lot of blacks, so I have a lot of neutrals, creams, greens, and earth tones. I tend to gravitate towards those. My next suggestion is to love and figure out what looks best on your body type. I have a short torso and long legs, and so things with higher waists tend to look better on me, tend to look more slimming, more sleek and defined, and I typically find myself going for flowy, comfortable clothing in general. One note is that style is fluid, and the beautiful thing about clothing is that you can switch it up. My suggestion is to find the common thread in your signature style. If you feel like you're having trouble narrowing down your signature style, here's a secret. You can try the Pinterest method. I love Pinterest for pretty much everything in my life. Home decor, fashion, food, beauty, everything's on Pinterest, and I'm so grateful. So here's my Pinterest method. First, create your style mood board. Then, search a few keywords like chic clothing or summer fashion or anything like that. As you sift through the results, add just mindlessly things to your mood board that you find catches your eye. When you go back to your mood board after you feel like you've added a good amount, sift through and you'll start to see the common thread. You might like hard edges, you might like soft edges, you might like pastel colors, but it'll read to you clearly on the mood board that you created. So try that tip and let me know in the comments if it works for you. Okay, tip number 2. After you've crafted your signature style, it's time to curate your wardrobe. One of the important things to keep in mind is that you want to have pieces in your closet that help you dress the way you want to feel. I have a drawer for my athletic and lounge around the house sweatpants, and honestly, I don't really pull from it too much. For leisure, I tend to wear a lot of jumpsuits and rompers that are still comfortable and honestly feel like wearing pajamas, but are still stylish and help me feel elevated. The next thing is so important. You want to make sure that your clothing fits. And that may sound obvious, but sometimes, especially if we haven't rotated our closet in a while, we have clothing that just might not fit us the best. So it's important to go through your closet, I would say every 6 months, try the things on in front of a mirror and make sure that they're still fitting the way you want them to fit. And if you have items that you love and you want to keep, but you've maybe grown a little bit or lost a lot of weight, find a great tailor who will be able to build a relationship with you and work with your body and work with the item to get it back the way you want so you can wear it still. There's no use in getting rid of good quality clothing. Another great tip that I actually learned from one of my favorite stylists based in LA and has an awesome YouTube channel, Lauren Messiah, I'll link this video actually down in the comments, is that you want to dress for the person you are now. And she couldn't have been more right. When I graduated from college and I came home and transitioned to my career, I would get up in the morning and feel stumped that nothing in my closet was what I wanted to wear. And she says it's important to refresh and rotate your wardrobe to reflect the person that you are now. Sometimes in that 6-month rotation, you have to pull those pieces out that are not who you are anymore. And I promise it'll help. I also know it's not always practical to go out and shop and refresh your closet completely. So if you have items that you love but are feeling stuck kind of making the same outfits, go back to Pinterest. For example, I'll search black skinny jeans outfit, and Pinterest will show me a ton of different ways that maybe I hadn't thought of to rework that article and keep it fresh. Tip number 3. I'm gonna share my super secret outfit formula with you, and it's really not that secret, but bear with me. This is the formula that I use pretty much every day when I'm getting dressed, and especially when I'm feeling stuck. Step 1, you want to start with the correct undergarments. I know we have super cute bra and panty sets that are colorful and fun and make us feel pretty, but there's definitely a time where we can stick to our neutrals. So when you're wearing colors that may be white or sheer, the colorful patterns on your undergarments don't show through. You want to have undergarments that are neutral colored, seamless, and fit well so that they don't cut lines into your garments. I know everyone is not the biggest fan of pantyhose, stockings, tights, whatever the vernacular is where you are, but it's super important to have a couple pairs on hand because you never know when it might be the finishing touch to pull an outfit together. And you can have a little fun. Stockings and even socks now come in all sorts of funky patterns and textures that can take your outfit to the next level. The next step in the formula is to add in your basics. These are going to be the bones or the meat and potatoes of your outfit. This might be the jeans and top that you decide to wear, or maybe even the dress. But this item is going to help determine the rest of the steps. The next step for me is adding in your shoe. I honestly think that a shoe can really pull together an entire outfit. The next steps are going to be your accessories and your layers and any bold pieces that you want to showcase in that look. And sometimes your shoe is that bold piece. So I like to add my shoes in next. A couple things you want to keep in mind when you're selecting the shoe for your look is the texture and the hem on whatever bottoms that you're wearing. For example, if I'm wearing a pant that has a fuller hem, I'm going to wear a shoe that might hug my ankle a little bit tighter so that it creates a seamless look. I'll actually go more in depth in tip number 4 about the staple shoes that you should have in your wardrobe, so stay tuned. The next step in the outfit formula is to add in your layers. This could be a fun blazer, a vest, or even a hat that you don't plan to take off. All those things can add some dimension to your look and take it to the next level. This goes back to selecting good bones for your outfit so that it doesn't conflict with any layers or accessories that you add in later. After you've built the bones of your look, added a shoe, layers, and statement pieces, it's time to add the finishing touches. I always pick whatever outerwear and my purse last because I don't want it to conflict with anything else that I have going on. If I wear a bold shoe, I might wear a small crossbody. If I plan on wearing an oversized jacket or blazer, I might think about wearing a waisted purse that draws the eye back down to my waist. That brings us to tip number 4, which is my all-time favorite thing to talk about, shoes. Give me just a second, I'm gonna grab a few of my staples. All right, let's dig into it. The first staple shoe that you should have in your wardrobe is either a flat or a loafer. I am really more of a loafer girl, so I have a couple choices here. These are my everyday wear with jeans and a t-shirt, good sturdy bottom, walk around town loafer. I got these from Via Spiga. I actually got them at the thrift store, but they're from Via Spiga originally, and they're great quality and just a classic. If I want to take my outfit up a notch, I'll add a little razzle dazzle with this one. It's a beautiful gold shimmery color, has a chunky heel so it's super comfortable like a flat, but it has some really cool loafer details that just take it over the edge. The next staple pair of shoes that I think every woman should have in her closet is a classic pair of pumps. I like to keep a pair of black ones and a pair of nude ones on hand. Pro tip, because everyone's definition of nude may be different, let's be honest, I often wear a brown shoe as my nude. This is much closer to my skin tone and really pulls a chic, fine line down to my feet. Now let's talk trendy versus classic. I picked these babies up at Akira last season because it's a classic line. I always love an ankle strap, and very in season at the time was this translucent kind of cool touch. So I grabbed these in black because why not? And they look great with jeans, dresses, you name it. This shoe is called the Mule. It's super comfortable because it has the chunky and sturdy heel, but the peep toe and the slope design is really flattering on your foot. I would pair these with a light wash distressed jean that maybe has a funky hem. I mentioned earlier when discussing my outfit formula that sometimes your shoe is the bold piece in your look. This pair is from 9 West. Well, actually, I stole them from my sister, so if you're watching, I love you and I'm sorry. But they have a super funky design up top, and the asymmetrical heel really makes this a unique and bold shoe. Likewise, this booty is a showstopper. You will see me coming a mile away. With a pair of shoes like these, or really any bold statement piece, you just want to make sure that the bones and the accessories that you choose to pair with it don't conflict or clash. If you're not a shoe person and you want to start building your shoe collection, really the biggest tip I would have is to choose quality over quantity. You want to grab a pair of shoes that are going to have a good sturdy sole. And you may have to spend a little bit more for them, but I promise you'll get more bang for your buck. Here's a tip, thrift them. Probably 80% of the shoes that I showed you today came from the thrift store. I love thrifting because you can find vintage and quality items for way less than you would ever pay at a department or retail store. Just make sure that when you get them home, you clean them very well and they're good to go. And finally, tip number 5, finishing touches. This is gonna be the jewelry you decide to wear, the hairstyle you rock, and the makeup that you may or may not decide to put on. I am definitely more of a shoe person than a jewelry or handbag person. So I tend to wear the same combination of jewelry every day, but I know the power that jewelry and accessories have to level up an outfit. My tip is that you do the same thing with your jewelry collection that you've done with your wardrobe. Create your signature look and curate it. I take after my grandmother, where I prefer to wear jewelry that's a little more artistic. One of our favorite things to do is attend arts and craft festivals throughout the city of Chicago in the summer. There we load up on jewelry, fabric, and really cool artistic pieces that we may not find anywhere else. Of course, this year we may have to rain check that though. Shop local and shop small business. Anyway, the most important thing is to find the look that works for you. And lastly, make sure that the jewelry you decide to pair doesn't clash with anything else you have going on in your outfit. The next thing is what you decide to do with your hair. Sometimes an outfit looks better with your hair pulled back, and sometimes it looks better with it messy and forward. If you're ever feeling like your outfit's basic and you want to level it up, change the part in your hair. Trust me, it works. And lastly, makeup. I understand everyone doesn't wear makeup, and everyone certainly doesn't wear makeup every single day. Personally, I like to define my eyebrows and add a smooth layer of foundation over it just to even out my skin tone. This makes me feel pulled together and at my best. It may not be the same for you. It's totally up to you, and that's the beauty of style. Your own personal style. So that about does it. My 5 essential style tips every woman should know. Let's recap. Define and create your signature style. Then curate your wardrobe accordingly. Next, you can follow my or any simple outfit formula to help you get dressed in the morning. You want to ready staple shoes for a killer shoe collection. And finally, don't forget the finishing touches. If you like these tips and found them useful, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment box. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. This will make sure you get notified when I upload new content. Thanks so much for watching, and of course, please connect with me across social media. I'm on Instagram at Christina Rice Styles, also on Facebook, and of course at www.christinaricestyles.com. See you next week.